What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, friends? It's your boy Lowell, and I'm back again. I got to hit y'all with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of Papa Lowell's Place. You know, Papa Lowell's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, let's talk about it. If it's something that gets on your very last nerves, family, I say, let's talk about it. Y'all, today we got a very, very, very special episode. Today I got my co-host. I got a co-host today. It's my son Tevin, and Tevin is gonna give us some of that young love, some of that young side of things, okay? You know, a little teenager, a little teen bopper, a little chicken tender, and he's gonna give us that young side of things. But what I did today was I picked a video that at random that he has not seen, and I want to get his raw commentary on it. So as you see this, he's going to be seeing it for the very first time. All right, and also my wife is here, Jessie.
Hey, welcome.
All right, well, you've seen that, you heard that. It's my lovely wife, Jessie. Again, my son, Tevin. So we're going to go ahead. Tevin, do you have anything you want to say to the crowd before we get started?
Hey, you said what time it is. It's food time. Go ahead, get you some strips, man, some Supremes, get you some chicken, baby. Fair road, you know it. All right, gotta shout out my job, you know, Fair road.
All right, you know, Tevin is a manager down there at the Bojangles, the one on Farrell Road. I'm sorry, I went to Zaxby's and they got me a iced tea, but
them salads do big. Did you get the salad?
No, we don't get the salad. We get the wings and things.
They don't put enough wings in there.
We don't put it in this, and they're kind of small too.
The salad,
They're kind of small, and they need to do some lemon pepper.
Yeah, they don't. That is right. They don't have lemon pepper. They got barbecue, honey mustard. They don't have lemon pepper.
They need lemon pepper. All right, family. Listen, I know we got off track. But that's what family do. We're going to go ahead and get back on track right now. Jesse, go ahead and roll that clip for us. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Oh, you're a boy, right?
No, I'm a girl.
Who told you you were a girl?
Mommy.
When did she tell you you were a girl?
Because I love girls.
Oh, I see. So mommy told you you were a girl?
Uh-huh.
Was divorced a few years ago. When my child hit his third birthday, and this happened during the divorce, hit his third birthday, he started telling me that he was a girl. And I immediately pulled out my video and videotaped him and asked him, why do you think you're a girl? You can see this video at SaveJames.com. It's the first time I heard about this.
Okay.
What happened was all of his authority figures, right? His mom, his sisters, his older sisters, his teacher, the policeman at school, the librarian, the principals, the lunch lady, all of his authority figures were telling him he was a girl, and I was the only one, and me and his priest were the only one telling him that he was a boy.
Family, listen. And then I'm going to get my son's opinion on this, but listen. That boy did not have a chance. Every single authority figure was telling him that he was a girl. What chance did he have in being a boy? I don't know. Tim, what you think?
His third birthday? Now, I'm not saying the story is true or nothing, but his third birthday, he said all that. You know, I mean, it's possible. You feel me? But that is kind of crazy, man. But I mean,
I can tell you for a fact that this story is true because that's.
Third birthday, I mean, that's. Not to say you learned Dada and stuff like that within a few months, but I'm like, man, he just learning how to talk and stuff like that. And that's what you want to teach him how to talk is I'm a girl, you know?
When I first heard about this story, I was thinking to myself that maybe she was trying to get back at the dad. She was using the son, because now you know they're going through a divorce.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you know how sometimes divorces can be tumultuous. So maybe she was trying to get back at him and say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. Because to me, it sounds like that if they were in the house together, this would have never taken place. Because that dad sounded like he stand on what he believed.
Yeah. Even then, is the lady with somebody? Cause if she went a new man, I mean, as a dude, I'd be like, hey, I mean, I know this ain't my child, but he ain't a woman, he ain't a girl either. You know? I mean, oh my
Yeah,
bad.
let's watch the video because I was about to say something, but I said, I better hush my mouth. All right, roll the clip.
And he really just didn't believe me. And she started reading to him books about Jazz Jennings.
Jazz is transgender, a boy living as a girl, and one of the youngest documented cases of an early transition from male to female.
We'll say things like, God made you special, because there aren't very many little girls out there that have a penis.
He was really.
Wait, hold on.
She
Hold on, man. Hold
it
on.
was a female.
I know I didn't hear what that.
she
I
was
know I
transitioning.
did. Okay, did she? I just need to see. Can you rewind that?
She said exactly what you thought she said. There aren't many little girls out there who have.
They shouldn't be in it.
You know what? That's the society that we live in, and you have to go along with it. You have to. If you don't go along with it, you canceled. You called all sorts of names. You doxed. You everything that can possibly be done to you, and all you're doing is being honest and telling the truth. Go ahead, Jesse, run that clip.
To male, so therefore we should use male pronouns.
It's like being in English class.
And she started reading him his books and setting that Jazz Jennings up as a hero for James. For some unexplained reason, the judge decided that I should have all joint managing conservatorship except for one right.
Choosing his gender?
I cannot consent to psychological or psychiatric treatment for James.
Does mommy do anything else like with a girl with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like dresses.
What does she do?
She do put them on me.
She puts dresses on you? Oh, wow. And what else does she do?
She buys my headbands.
Uh-huh.
And she get me hair clips.
Oh, hair clips? Okay. What else?
Some microphones.
What else?
The second step in this Dutch protocol is they call it hormone suppression of puberty, but what it really is chemical castration.
Man.
They use a drug called
Chemically
Lupron.
castration.
And Lupron permanently sterilizes the young man that it's given to. My son will never be able to have children. It also halts the growth of their sexual organs, so he'll have a toddler penis for the rest of his life. Children who've gone on this at an early age aren't even able to do a sex change surgery because there's not enough penile tissue to do it.
That's. I know you know 9 times out of 10, man. You know I can't speak for all of them, but when you started this early like that, eventually something gonna click. You know what I'm saying? Like for them it'd be like, wait a sec, hold on. Yeah, I ain't this. You know I don't want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now you in the battle of okay, do I change? Now do I make my mom's mad?
Mm-hmm.
Do I side with the dad? You know what I'm saying? Like. And you know, not all of them, but some of them do commit suicide because you know what I'm saying, or they end up lashing out on others. You feel me? Like that's people ain't really thinking about it. I know the moms want to be. I really don't know what she was trying to do. I didn't see the moms up there. Is there another video of the mom?
Yeah, this is all about the dad in this particular video. Yeah, I don't think the mom, but. You know,
I can look it up. What's the lady name? I can at least the dad's name. I can at least try to find some. You know.
We'll have to. What do you have anything on the dad on his name?
Well, it just says YouTube Save James.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Well, Tevin is looking that up. One of the things that they didn't tell you in that video when they talked about Jazz, the one that transitioned previously, what they didn't tell you in the video is that Jazz is in the middle now of detransitioning because Jazz transitioned at such an early age and didn't realize that later on in life I may want to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I may want to have children. I may want to, but that chemical castration, we don't know all the harms of that.
Yeah.
You know, later on in life, 5 years, 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, if you say, listen, I want to go back to what I was, can you have children, or is it done?
it seems like with the change, maybe, you know, because I know, you know, we're Christians, and, you know, it seems like when they change, it's to keep them from having kids. Because when you change over, it's not like you can really do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you stopping yourself from, you know, whether it's semen or with the egg, you're basically stopping that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And you're not producing the other item. You feel me? So it's basically just, you know what I'm saying, keeping yourself from having kids. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible.
I totally agree. Another aspect to this that really is bothersome for me is the fact that why is the dad taken out of the equation? You know what I'm saying? It's like the dad has no say at all.
No.
Now, if it's about child support, fine.
Yeah.
If it's about, you know, spending time, fine. But why doesn't the dad have any say at all in what his son does?
Jeffrey Younger.
Jeffrey Younger.
That's the dad's name. I just found his name. I'm gonna see if I can. Now that's crazy too. Even as the court, but see, we don't know who the judges are. You feel me? Like I ain't even no disrespect. The big women, yeah, they like, what? You feel me? You know, who knows? Or we don't know his background. Maybe Jeffrey. I try to look up some stuff.
Kevin, I will say this: we don't know the names of the judges,
yeah,
but I can guarantee you that they're all progressive. I can guarantee you that, because there is not a conservative judge in these United States of America that would allow that to happen. There's not one.
It shouldn't be. You're right.
So my heart goes out to the dad, because again, you know, one of the things that I've been asking is, you know, the rights of men. The rights of men are slowly but surely being taken away. You know, and when I say that, I'm just talking about it takes two to create a baby. But it's like, I don't know, some judges, even some women feel like, you know, like the man he has nothing to do with it, when we have everything to do with it. Go ahead.
One thing that really shocks me about the situation, you would think, okay, so it said the judges stopped or allowed the woman and the child to move to California.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think California, okay, you know, they do that kind of stuff here out there.
Mm-hmm.
But in Texas, that's when they ruled the you know, he couldn't do anything about the son changing over. That's really shocking to me. You would think Texas, like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like we stand up for stuff like that.
And you're
yeah, my bad.
No, you're exactly right. But you got to keep in mind that in every state,
yeah,
there are progressive parts, progressive cities in each state. So yes.
Maybe you think, okay, man, this is the lowest, so we ain't having that.
Like you go to Dallas?
Yeah.
Dallas would do that. You go to Houston judges, yeah. But you go to those rural places, they're not having that. Not having that. You know, I mean,
San Antonio or El Paso or something like that.
Those big cities, man, I'm telling you, that's like where the inner cities, that's progressive country. If you look at the map, right? You look at the map, what's red and what's blue.
Yeah.
What's conservative, what's liberal. If you look at the map, you're gonna find that most of those big cities like that, they're liberal. They're progressive.
But I mean, I know it ain't said the Austin Supreme Court. It said the Texas, you know, say that, you know, it's the whole these state judges, you feel me, are saying, nah, you ain't changing that, man. We ain't, you know, that's really shocking to me. Knowing that it's from Texas, I can see California doing that.
Right.
I can see New York doing that, but Texas, that's really. I didn't know that about that story.
Maybe that's something Governor Abbott need to get involved in down there in Texas. Now, I'm knock on wood, but you know, hopefully our governor, we here in South Carolina, hopefully our governor wouldn't get, you know, he wouldn't be that progressive. But what do you think about the rights of men? What do you think? I mean, in today's society? Back in the day, I understand that men ruled with an iron fist. A lot of them did. I think about my dad and my mom, how my dad kind of, you know, basically it was the law of the land, whatever my dad said.
Yeah.
But now things have shifted a little bit to where I think a lot of that power, I guess, or the headship has been taken away.
I don't even think I think it's probably getting more obvious, because like even with the kids, like if it's between the man and woman, You know, we can go back a couple years, or you know what I'm saying, 20, whatever. Most likely, as long as the woman, you know, got a decent job, you know, good place, you feel me? She trying, they gonna give it to the woman. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think it's just coming more out, you know, maybe getting exposed more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking one time about, you know, the woman saying, well, I think the Duke woman saying, she had got raped. You feel me? It's like, hey, well, we believe it. She's, you know what I'm saying? It's a woman.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We won't go against her. You feel me? Not saying all women are like that or anything like that, but 9 times out of 10, that's what they're gonna believe. You know, they're gonna go with that woman's choice. You know.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it as I'm watching the rights of men just slowly but surely be eroded away to the point of where we are supposed to be the head of the household, to where it like that doesn't even matter anymore. You know. So I mean, I don't know. Jesse, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, really, I can't say that I really have any too much, because that's something that I just wouldn't do, period. So I don't understand how this mom came about this decision to do such a thing to this baby. But what I wanted to know is that if you guys were in his shoes, what would you do? If that was your little boy and you guys were going through custody or what have you, what would you do in that situation?
My bad.
No, you're fine.
Do exactly what this man trying to run to represent.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey man, I lost that battle, but hey, look, if I can't change with my son, I'm at least trying to change the laws.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm at least trying to put my voice out there. I'm gonna put it on video. I'm gonna try to get it spread out. So. I mean, what he's doing is I mean, you can't get no better than that, you know?
Yeah, I got one question for the both of you. Is it not really? Well, I guess it is a question. What do y'all think about this? Okay, so these people, you can't stop them in doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right? When that kid reaches 26, 27 years old, like Jazz, when they reach that age and it's like, okay, what did I do? Should they be allowed to sue the doctors? Should they be allowed to sue the parents that allowed them, when they can't join the army, they can't get married, they can't buy cigarettes, they can't get a tattoo? What else can't you do at that age?
I think at the end of the day, it's going to be null and void. It's the same as when you're a child actor and your people's using your money. You know, the Home Alone dude. Could he sue? He couldn't sue nobody. You feel me? They used his assets. You feel me? You know, it's almost nothing you really can do.
Right. One is financial. I get that.
Yeah.
But the other one is your whole life is destroyed because
It's the same. I mean, not to my bad, but your money gone. You did these movies. You did these TV shows. You making millions, but you ain't seeing a penny. Now some of these people that you know it's happened to, they on drugs, they depressed. They're like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make my bad.
you can always make another move. But when I'm chemically castrated,
Yeah.
that's it. That's end of story. That's it. Yes.
But I'm saying, okay, for instance, the Home Alone dude, have we seen him do a movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
He probably still. He's probably still home alone. What's his name anyway? What was his name? Yeah.
Look at the Home Alone. Let me see if I can.
Oh no, what was it? Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, who's man?
I don't know. Man, what was his name? I can't think of his name. But yeah, I think I really do.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
See them Transformers? He can do Transformers.
Yeah, he probably could do Transformers.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he been in another movie or something. Maybe he was on Broadway or something. I don't know.
They got him doing music. He look like a look at him.
But trust me, I see it. Yeah, I've seen his pictures, man. Yeah.
Man, come on.
I get that. To me, that is totally different.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. The in principle,
Yeah.
the theory of it is the same. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, like Jesse said, if especially my boys out there, my fellas out there, if you are in this situation, what would you do? what could you do? You know, I like the fact that this gentleman said, you know what, I can't beat him in this way, so I'm going to go ahead and join Congress where I can write some legislation, where I can, you know, enact some laws that would prevent this from happening. I may not be able to save my child, but I'll be able to save someone else's child in regards to this. And, you know, I take my hat off to him in that. So, have you had anything else, or?
I just wanted, he actually, Copeland,
Mm-hmm.
Copeland, whatever. He was in American Horror Story. He was in a couple stuff. So you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, as big as it was with the whole.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And I after that time, it was like, man, you know, I thought I had this and I thought I had that. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to what's the Akilah and the Big Girl? What I forgot.
What was that name? The dark-skinned little lady?
Did you know her family put her money to the side? They said, look, we gonna work. Here, we're just gonna put your money to the side. We're gonna go to work. You do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And here's a little bit of your money. You know, we're not gonna spend it. That way it managed it because she had talked about it on one of her shows. Like, you see how she is. She's still making movies, still popular, still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it do affect you. You know what I'm saying? When other people make the decision for you, and then like you said, you get to a certain age, you're like, dang, I wish I could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, why can't I be like everybody else? Or why can't I be the person I want to be?
No, I got you. Like I said, I think in theory, it's right there with it. But again, you know, if a director came to me in you know, years later and said, hey man, I think you would be great in this role, you know what I'm saying? I can go ahead and I can do that role. But I meet a girl that I want to marry, you know, and I don't want to live that way no more. I meet a girl that I want to marry. Well, I can't have children.
Or not even that. Like, even before that, you go to the, you know, the AKA, or, you know what I'm saying, you go to these parties or something, like, you go to college, you feel me? You go to college and, whoa, hey, man, you can't come in here, man, you know, there's fights and, you know what I'm saying? It's, even to a point, I'm not even going to say the person's name, like, you're going to have to hide that identity, that you have a penis, you feel me? You're going to have, and then when you do show that, you don't know what's going to happen. Somebody snap, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so much, man. It's a mess. You putting that person into a mess. That mom, their family's putting that person into a mess, and they don't know what's gonna happen until, like you said, they get 18.
Yeah, and that's why it's always safer to just wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let that child make the decision for himself. Again, all these things that we can't do until we turn 18.
Yeah.
But in this case, we're gonna accept that. And to me, again, I could be wrong, but to me, that child is not making that decision. The child kept saying, mommy says this, mommy says that, mommy says this. At what point is it not child abuse?
That too, and so you mean to tell me I gotta be 21 to buy some cigarettes or e-vape? I gotta be 21 to get, you know, alcohol or whatever. I could be 3 years old. And
make a lifelong decision.
Or you could be 3 years old and do it. And they ain't even got all the sexual organs developed yet before that.
You haven't even gone through puberty.
So I'm saying, like,
Well, look, y'all, we can talk about this all night long. It's a topic that it deserves an all night long conversation because the stake of our youth is at stake to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, it's worth having that conversation, especially those of us who are Christian, those of us who believe in God's word. You know, I think it's worth us having that conversation and us looking at what God has to say about it. All right. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Jesse, you good? You good? All right. So we all good on that subject. Tell me, say, get down to Bojangles, get down to Zaxby's. Zaxby's is not sponsoring this, but Zaxby's. Call me. All right. But this has been your boy Lowell of Papa Lowell's Place, bringing you another deep, thought-provoking podcast. You know, talking about dads who kids are transitioning, and the dad doesn't want that. You know, again, as Jesse asked, what can you do as a dad? What are your rights? Are there any attorneys out there that can help us decipher what a dad can do in this particular case? All right. So you guys, we thank you guys for watching. Oh, wait a minute. Jesse had something. Hold on.
What is that? What is the name married to Gabrielle Union?
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. How is it that he, as a father, has a right to say that his son can go through the change? What about that mom? Where is her rights? She don't have a right to say no.
What you mean?
You know,
No,
that's not the biological mom. It's another lady who is the biological mama of the oldest son. You know, and so with him being that age, you know, makes you think: is it really his choice to do that? At that age, I'm not sure how old he is, but I don't think he's legal age yet, you know, to make that type of decision. And I was just thinking about that. The roles are reversed, where the dad is actually has made the decision for the son to transition to female. What about the mom in this case? Has anybody heard anything from her?
Yeah.
Or what's going on?
Yeah, I did. I saw videos where the mom was vehemently against it. She did not want that. And so she came out, she made videos talking against it. And, but you make a good point, because I sat here and I was thinking about that it doesn't happen the other way. But you just proved that it actually does happen the other way. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate you bringing that up, because I had totally forgotten about.
Don't forget Magic Johnson too. His son.
Yeah, but dude, Cookie might want that. You know, Cookie cool with it. Cookie cool Cookie. Cookie cool. So, but you're right. I know that Dwayne, whatever his name is, D Wade, I know that his wife was not happy about it. This gentleman that we saw in this video, he wasn't happy about it. So again, I don't know what you do. I'm not a legal attorney or anything like that. And I'm thanking God daily that I did not have any of these situations happen, because again, I don't know what I would do.
Can I just say this now? Let's just say, Papa, you go home. I'm gonna read the quotes of what Dwayne Wade's son, whatever, said here. You 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When you 12 years old, whatever, you big Papa, you know. Zion, born as a boy, came home and said, hey, 12 years old, I want to talk to you guys. I think I'm going forward, and I'm ready to live by truth. I want to be referenced as she and her. But by the time I said that, or one of y'all said, you want to get you what you doing? Don't, you know, I think that needs to happen too. I think sometimes the parent, I know people want to live through their kids and stuff like that, but I think sometimes they just have to be like, hey man, we're not having that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something. Do you know how much money is in that? Do you know how much money there? I can't give you a fact or a figure. I can't give that to you. But there is a lot of money. Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
He just started transition about a year ago.
Yeah.
All right, this dude is a multi-millionaire now. He's rolling in the millions. As soon as he did his transition, Budweiser put him on their can. All these makeup brands were putting them on their makeup.
Yeah.
There is so much money to be made. Yeah.
Look at the math though. Okay, let's just say there's 10 boys and 10 girls, regular.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They can come together, have kids. You feel me? Now, if you start transitioning and you're unable to have those kids, let's just say 3 of each, you know what I'm saying? Now 7 and 7, now it's fewer kids you can have. Now there's less money. Like, yeah, the game, at the time, at the now, yeah, sure, you can make that money. But sooner or later, down the years, you feel me?
See, now you're getting into a whole nother video.
My
You're getting into a whole nother video.
You know,
because that's a video that I want to do too on the birth rate. Birth rate. Our birth rate in the United States of America falls below what it's supposed to be. In other words, if we don't increase our birth rate, we will cease to exist within years. We'll cease to exist. Right now, China, I can't name all the other countries where it's actually the birth rate is actually happening. I think there was one country that's actually exceeding the birth rate.
Yeah.
The birth rate I think is 2.4. It's supposed to be 2.4. Right now we are at 2.1, something like that. 2.1, 2.0, something like that. We're not doing good. We're not doing good, and that's a whole nother video. And I say that because why are we not having children? You know, what is the issue with us not having children? I have a couple of things that I'd like to speak about on that, but again, this video is not for that. We want to talk about this dad, but I think we got some good information in that, some good comments, and again, we love to hear what you guys have to say on this. You know, we don't know everything, we don't claim to know everything, but we bringing you Papa Lo's Place just to get you guys thinking, and to for us to grow and mature. All right. So again, we thank you guys for watching. We ask you guys that you like, share, and subscribe, and come back and see us on the very next video. All right? You guys take care of yourselves. I love you guys. Bye.